In November, you see the implementation of Acts 281 and 282, and what that means is that a lot of folks are coming home from our jails and prisons on average about 2 months early, and that's because of a change to good time eligibility for a lot of nonviolent people who committed nonviolent offenses. So their sentences are up, and now we're starting the Justice Reinvestment process here in the state of Louisiana. We've seen some misinformation in the past few weeks and months, and unfortunately, we had a whole process to vet through these bills, and what's happened is that some of that misinformation is saying who's being released when it's changes to good time eligibility, and it's a lot of the number is about 1,400 people statewide, but that's actually equivalent to how many people are leaving our facilities on any given month. So it's an uptick, and Louisiana needs to start taking these steps towards accommodating these people's needs so that they can succeed when they get back here.
Louisiana is the mass incarceration capital of the world. We have the highest per capita population of incarcerated people in the world, and that's just simply not sustainable. But the thing that's often unrecognized about incarceration is that over half of the people who are currently incarcerated in Louisiana were there before. So the issue, you could argue, is one of reentry and not having the proper supports when you come home, and also having forces actively work against you. It's legal to discriminate against someone on the basis of a felony conviction when they're applying for housing and employment, even some public benefits, as well as certain licenses. So it makes it nearly impossible for someone to get out of prison and stay out of prison. So it's crucial that if we really do want to decarcerate, if we really do want to cut down on the number of people who are incarcerated and use that money to benefit our communities in other ways, then we have to keep people out of prison and help them transition home.
I'm really proud to be a part of this effort. Louisiana's had the world's highest incarceration rate for too long, and it was really exciting to be a part of a diverse and just remarkable coalition of people from all different political persuasions, from all different positions within the criminal justice system, and everyone coming together and pushing real hard to get some bills through that are going to help us with fiscal savings, but also make our community safer.
I'm one of the founders of the First 72 Plus. The First 72 Plus is an organization that was founded by 6 formerly incarcerated individuals. For the last 15 years, we had been advocating prison reform, prison advocacy, and there was a dire need for guys at the parole hearings in order to be released, you have to have a resident. Without a resident, you can't make parole. One of the requirements is that you have a resident. These guys was totally reformed, had all type of accolades, in schooling, a high school diploma, as well as some of them had college degrees. But they wasn't able to get out of prison because they didn't have a resident. Now we're talking about guys that have been incarcerated for 20, 25, 30 years. Families done died off. So we seen the need to have housing for these individuals. We keep it up with paying the essential thing like the utilities, cable, keeping food in the house for the residents. Because as we stated earlier, the residents live here rent-free. The deal is that they save their money so that they would be able to transition out into their own housing. So it don't cost them 1 penny to stay here. The First 72 Plus is called that because the first 72 hours a person is released from being incarcerated is one of the most critical states of his acceptance here in society. That's going to tell whether or not he's going to make it out here. And the plus, that's for all of the wraparound services that goes with that. We're talking about clothing, jobs, mental health, getting your meds after your release, Medicaid, getting your state IDs or your driver's license, as well as birth certificate and social security cards.
They have all kind of different needs. When they come here, we try to sit down with them and find out some of the needs and concerns that they have. Mainly the role that I play, I try to help them on the spiritual side, try to get them involved in my church or either some other church. And we just sit down and talk to them and find out what they need. Most of them need jobs, some of them need IDs, some of them need birth certificates, and those are the things that most of them need. Some of them have medical issues too.
We help people get their driver's license reinstated is one of our biggest legal services that we provide. Most people coming home have thousands of dollars in debt that they owe to the Office of Motor Vehicles and Traffic Court. Not only does this impede their mobility and their ability to get back on the road, but also a lot of jobs simply require a driver's license as a means to get the job. And so without a driver's license, even if they don't have a car or a reason to use it, they need it in order to get that job. And so we help them overcome the debt and the outstanding tickets that actually not only impede them from getting a driver's license, but can actually lead to arrest because of their failure to deal with those tickets. It actually leads to an active warrant that's on their head. So if they get stopped on the street or if they go in for a background check, there's actually an active warrant waiting for them just for traffic tickets. And so in order to prevent them from going back to jail simply because of an old ticket, we have to get that active warrant removed. Keep people from going back to prison, and we help our communities grow and thrive and get stronger. And so when people come home, not only do we offer a free place to stay for a period of time and free legal services and case management, but we also help people set up small businesses. We try to foster some of that entrepreneurial spirit that arguably may have led them into prison. We try to harness that and take that energy into building something that can make our communities stronger.
Tell us about that setting up of small businesses. How valuable is that for some of these folks?
Well, we noticed that when people were coming home, even when we're able to persuade business owners to hire people regardless of a felony conviction, that our folks come home with so much debt. And also our folks come home earning wages that are so low that it was necessary for them to carry multiple jobs, which can be really backbreaking at the end of the day, literally and figuratively. And so we decided we wanted to try to give people an opportunity to control their income and control their financial security. So we helped them set up their own operations as a means to at first supplement their income, and then over time perhaps scale to become a source of full-time employment, not only for themselves, but as well as for other formerly incarcerated people.
I've been out of and golden incarceration for 2.5 years, and Rising Foundation has helped me a lot by helping me start my own business, by helping me achieving goals that I want to achieve, and just being an overall help.
What type of business do you own now?
Electrical business is more like a maintenance services. We do electrical, AC, plumbing, basically any type of work that's dealing with maintaining the household.
What has this program meant to you?
It means a lot to me because it helps me build my brand. It helped me see the world differently, and it helped me giving me that helping hand.
I've been home 2.5 years, and I'm a case manager for the reentry court program at Orleans Criminal District Court. And so basically what I do is when men and women come home from prison, I help them find jobs, housing, health care, mentorship, just kind of provide resources for them and help them get readjusted to society.
How were you able to get that job after you came out?
So when I came home, I started volunteering with them through over here with Rising Foundation, and from there they had a full-time position became available. So I resigned from my position in the oil and gas industry and took it because I just felt like it's something that's needs to be expanded and needs to be more of. So it's probably the first time you've seen that type of position offered to somebody who's a convicted felon. I'm actually the first convicted felon ever hired by a criminal district court. So I wanted to, embrace it and grasp it and help it to grow.
How has this program helped you in the transition?
Oh, it's immeasurable. Just being able to be around other people who come from the same type of background as you, but who want to go to the same type of place you're trying to go to. That's something that you don't just find on the street. Most places they don't have where people from who have been in prison can come and meet together with a common goal of positivity and growth and changing our lives and stuff like that. So being able to come here and meet and participate and all the different people that Kelly rounds up to volunteer with us and stuff like that, man, there's no way to measure it.
I've been out 2 years, and right now I'm barbering at a barbershop on Reed Boulevard. Picture me rolling at a hair salon.
How do you like the work so far?
I like it. It's something that I feel like I was born to do.
How has this program helped you?
It's helped me a lot. I transitioned from coming out to being around a lot of positive individuals who striving to better themselves.
What would you say to people that are thinking about hiring someone who has transitioned out of prison that already has job skills?
It would be a good look because those are the most hardworking individuals.
I've been out almost 2 years out of prison now, and I'm currently the owner of McGowan's Landscape, which is my own business, which I acquired my own license and everything once I was upstate. and came home and started my own business.
How's it going for you so far?
Oh, it's going great. It's going great.
How has this program helped you?
This program helped a lot. It made me a businessman, and I'm a better person. So by me going into the program, I was able to acquire the knowledge of getting me a trade and extra schooling. So when I come home, I have something to see fit to where I can get a job.
I've been out of prison for 2 years, and right now I own my own business. I tint car windows. It's called Flight Night Window Tint.
What type of a business is that?
It's basically deal with cars. Well, I do houses too. It could be boats, anything like with windows that could get tinted.
How has this program helped you?
In a major way, like everything that I do now is from the program. Like my jobs, like my whole life has been so great with the program that I'm in now.
I've been out of prison for 18 months, and I'm currently a student at Suno University pursuing a social work degree.
Tell us, how did this program here help you get back into college?
Well, every time I begin to falter, the mentors here guide you. It's really hands-on. They really protect you from making the same mistakes that you made in the past. You know, it's here to guide you. You know, this is a great start. You know, I wish that I had this opportunity in the past.
I've been out of prison 4 years, and I'm co-owner of All Pro Maintenance Services.
How has this program helped you?
It's helped me in many ways. I was working a job, now I'm an owner of a business, so it's helped me to progress more and more than what I've been doing.
What would you say to people that are considering hiring someone who has transitioned out?
I would say hire them. There are some great workers.
The people are coming out and they need an opportunity to start, to get a second chance and to rebuild their lives and in a way to succeed. And actually, as a public, we need to be wishing for that success, because these are the people that are going to be living in our communities and they're going to be our neighbors. So we need to, we need to ensure that people have all the tools for success when they get out of prison.
We've seen people that have gone back and forth from prison over 5 times over the last 10, 15 years stop that cycle. That we have someone on our staff right now who is approaching the 5-year mark, which is traditionally when 50% of people will be back in prison after release. And he's approaching that 5-year mark, and there's no shot in sight that he would go back to prison. We've gotten his warrants removed. He started his own business. He has all of his legal issues resolved. He's strong with his family. He has a strong, solid footing and foundation that he didn't have in the past 15 years of him going in and out of prison. We have someone who was in and out of prison and his only job prospect was working on the back of a garbage truck. And that is an incredibly noble and incredibly crucial profession that people have around the city, but not something someone can physically do for the rest of their lives. And now he's a full-time student at Suno pursuing a social work degree so that he can actually come back and hopefully work for us, helping other people transition home. We have other people who are also working on the back of a garbage truck, and they've earned their way off of that truck by starting their own business that they're using to support themselves and also training other kids and their families to do, so that they can have a little supplemental income and not have to turn to other means of making money when the time comes.
So far, we have over 167 guys that have came through the program. Out of that 167, something like 43 of them was actual resident. Those was the guys that stayed in the housing, the physical housing. The other guys are what we call under our umbrella, part of our outreach, and we haven't lost one, not one.
One of the reasons I think the success of this program is because when they see formerly incarcerated guys who done been to prison and done changed their lives, they see that and they mimic that. And one of the things that we instill in them, what make the great is by mimicking other great people. When you see that what God is doing in the lives of guys who been in prison a lot of times and come out and doing great, they see that and they want that.
I think that we should not have to persuade employers to be able to give people, to agree to give people a chance. Our folks coming out of prison, if given the opportunity in prison, have more training and more skills than some people that would come in off the streets. I would say also, though, even when it does require a bit of a lift, because maybe someone didn't have the advantages that other people had in gaining certain skill sets, or they have a lot of baggage or things that's in their personal life that's dogging them every single day, that we as employers, I'm an employer myself, have an obligation to our communities. We don't just get to profit off of people, and we don't just get to profit off of their skills or their labor. We have an obligation to help them and their families get strong. And I would say not only is that just a moral obligation, but actually employers that have lesser turnover and more retention on their workforce and treat their employees better have less overhead, and that it actually goes to benefit them as a business owner, not just the people that they employ. So there's a moral bottom line, and there's also an economic bottom line, if that appears to you more.
Some of them come out, they got a trade while they was in prison, so they are more kind of easy to find jobs because they have some kind of skills, like cooking skills or welding skills that they took up while they was in prison. But some of them come out, some of them don't have education, don't have GED. So we kind of get them involved in Goodwill. Goodwill has helped us out with helping them find jobs. The thing that we tell the employers, just give them a chance, because that's what they need. They need a chance. If they give them a chance, they won't regret it, because we talk to them, and like I say, we have almost 100 and some people came to the program, and we haven't lost one. Like Bless said earlier, nobody want to go back to prison. Only thing they need is an opportunity to prove themselves.
If people have questions, like more information about the organization, what should they do?
www.first72plus.org.
You can follow our Facebook page. We're Louisianans for Prison Alternatives. We also have a website at prisonreformla.org, and we're happy to get involved and go out in the community and help educate people on this system.